amigos de Metal World United, hoy tenemos acá con nosotros una entrevista que ofrece lo mejor. Y es que hoy estaremos hablando con Marco Pastrino, un vocal y guitarrista de la más reciente promesa de Napalm Records, Temperance, con el cual tendremos una conversación que recuenta todo desde sus inicios hasta el último lanzamiento, Diamante, el pasado noviembre 19 de este año, así que disfruten. Entonces, hey Marco, thank you a lot. You're here.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Thank you so much for your support and for your time.
Ah, wow. Thank you for your time. I know you have a really tight schedule. And how are you? How's everything going over there?
I'm fine. Seems like the everything in Italy is going better and better day after day. Of course, now during the winter, uh, no one knows what will happen in the next weeks and the next months. But right now, everything is fine. And there are no restrictions. I mean, of course, if you go to see a show, you have to keep the mask on. But that's it because it's a little bit different than the other countries in Europe right now because Italy was the first country with a lot of problems at the beginning of the pandemic, but right now seems like the things are going better and better.
Okay, that's good. I'm not wanna. I don't wanna discuss that, but yeah, I saw in the news there's another variant of this COVID, and it's like, oh no, what's up with this in 2022? But I hope everybody can tour, and I can see every image of the bands, and yeah, exactly. Like finger crossed. So let's start with my questions,
Mhm.
and I want to know. Tell us a bit of Temperance story, how this project started. And my question, first main question here, it's what was your goal at the beginning?
Honestly, when we created the band, the Temperance in 2014, because we released the first album in 2014, my dream was create a band with a famous singer because I never been a part of a band with a female singer, but I'm a big fan of Nightwish, Amaranth, Epica, Within Temptation, etc. So I said, okay, I want to try to do that now because back then I was still young. No, I'm
I
joking.
feel
I'm
you.
joking. I'm joking. And of course, there was a sort of plan in my mind, but you never know. So, luckily, after the first album, we received a very good feedback. And 1 year after, we released a second album. 2 years after, we released another album. So, three albums in a row, three albums in 3 years. It was very cool. And
Yes.
we began to play a lot in every part of Europe, also in Japan. We played in US, in Russia. So
Oh, I know. Like I was just checking everything, and it's funny because I feel really. I was going to mention this before, after, and it's that I feel with you guys. I feel like I'm on my teenager's life. Like I'm 29, and I'm pretty sure you're about the same age as I am. With all that, like within temptation, Africa, and all that spirit, and
we
that's
are a
really
little bit younger than Epica because I'm 33,
oh.
and the drummer is the younger member of the band. He is 26,
Oh,
but because after three albums we changed a little bit the lineup. We changed the drummer and the singer because now we are three singers. Um, yes, but less or more we have the same ages.
nice. So I know, like the we were talking about the first release of the band, and Like after it, I saw you started your journey with Scarlet Record. Like
Mhm.
how was everything there, and how was the audience impression over the first two albums of Temperance?
So we did with Scarlett a great job, in my opinion, because we released four studio albums and a live DVD.
Mm-hmm.
But it was great because, as you know, with for a new band, for a debut album, uh, you don't know if something will happen, if the fans will appreciate this kind of stuff or not. So I'm very proud to say that uh, we did a great job with Scarlett, and luckily also now we are big friends of the guys of Scarlett. But after a while, after the release of Jupiter and Moons, that was a big step for us. We began to tour more and more, and we received a proposal from Nepal Records, and we were very honored about this request, and we decided to go with Nepal, but with no with no bad feelings for Scarlett, not at all.
Of course. I know business is business and the best for the band, of course.
Mhm.
So, what can you tell us about the composition of the Embraces All? Like, that's your third album studio, if I'm not mistaken, and it's very rich in elements. Like, I know the unexpected, like jazzy sounds, and the mix it with that characteristic folk sound of that era that you had. So please tell us a bit about that album.
Honestly, for that album, but for every album of Temperance, there is no plan because in our minds we have no limits. So, and for example, in the new album Diamanti, there is a single called "Breaking the Rules of Heavy Metal,"
Hmm.
because it is a sort of cliche, of course, but because we are trying to break in the rules, because there is no rule for temperance in music. So in Viridian, the last track of the album, it was a gospel track.
Hmm.
In The Earth Embraces Us All, we put a lot of jazzy and different stuff. Uh, I think we put two or three very long tracks there, and so the point is there is no rule. Maybe on the next album we will do a prog metal album. Who knows? Of course, uh, right now we have some a sort of trademark of temperance. So the melodies, the chorus, the harmonies, the vocal harmonies. I mean, the orchestral arrangement. But maybe something will change in the future, as we already changed in the last albums.
Yeah, I was going to say that, and I really dig into that part of that progressive style because I definitely can feel it right now, especially like the guitars. It sounds like you're moving little by little towards
Mhm.
like the experimentation of those sounds. That's pretty lit, I have to
It's
say.
true. It's true. But for example, in the new one, uh, we did a couple of long tracks again, The Night Before the End and Follow Me, and there are sort of sweets for us because we put a lot of stuff, not only the classic introduction, verse, pre-chorus, and chorus, but we put a lot of C part, a lot of break in the middle of the song. It was so cool, and I think this could be a good way for the next works also.
Yeah, I could feel also the differences in the battery sounds also that you have been developing. And I must say that's really interesting and amazing for the upcoming albums that you're planning to take over. It's really cool, I have to say.
Okay.
So, following the next question,
Mhm.
and like I'm not mistaken, with the air embraces all, it was the last work with Hiara,
Mhm.
writing vocals. Like Did that, like, I need to know, did that breakup made any impact in the band by that time?
Honestly, no impact at all. But as I said before, also for this, there was not a bad feelings between us. But the thing is, after the release of the Earth Embraces Us All, we played a lot of shows in Europe. I think it was back then it was the most intense year for Temperance because we played more than 60 shows, and we reached for the first time Japan. It was very hard to manage everything. Also because in the middle of the tour we did a special show, and we filmed this special show for the DVD with a string quartet, with a choir. It was so cool. But after that, Alphonse, the drummer, Luca, and me, we decided to take another way. Also because of the music, because the priority of every member of Temperance, and to do another step. Because as you can imagine, for a band like us, we put a lot of vocal harmonies on the album, and usually it's not possible to replace these on the live show, because back then we were only two people, Chiara and me, but it was not possible split my vocals in more vocals. So we decided to I called Michele Alessio, and they joined the band, and honestly we are very satisfied about this lineup, and I'm very grateful to be part of the band with such members like Michele, Alessio, Alfonso, and Luca. So great friends, but great musicians, so for sure.
Yeah, I can feel in, even in, like, I don't know why I like to read expressions of people, and it seems like you have this like mental state where when, since you started and you saw like this is going to be big, I have to keep it on mind always and make what it's the best. And you were little by little, every time you reach a, you hit a stage, you went to a jig, you were saying, hey, okay, but we need this and this and this to make it bigger, to make it better. And look at where you are. Like, how does it feel? It's like this is really exciting for you. I can imagine.
Yes, because honestly, music in general, but Temperance is the biggest part of my life. So I'm very proud of this band because uh, mm, we reach, um, in my opinion, a good level in few years. And during nowadays is not very easy because you have to go on tour, you have to release an album, another album, go on tour again, come back in studio. But honestly, this is the best part of my life. I'm very addicted to write song, to go on tour. And the point is also the rest of the band is like me. So we are an amazing team, I think, but not only a team, because we are a sort of family. So it's very cool, especially on tour, when also a sound engineer or a merch girl, or a guy come on tour with us, because we are a real crew. So it's very cool. And of course, as you said before, we can see the step to do to to do something bigger and bigger. Of course, is difficult. Sometimes it's not possible, but we are trying to push Temperance to the limits. Of course.
Like some questions that just came, like this happened, okay? Sometimes I'm talking to a person and all these questions come up to my mind
Yes,
that
yes.
we're not really planning to the list of questions. But like before Temperance, what? were you thinking about? What was going to be your future? Like, what were you making in your mind? Like, oh no, I'm gonna be this. I'm gonna work this. Like, you always had in mind you were going to be like such an amazing team creating amazing music.
Mm, honestly, not. But just
Uh,
because before Temperance, I played, of course, in several bands. I played in a band called Secret Sphere from
mhm.
Italy, and we did a lot of shows, a lot of tours. But it was a little bit different. We played also in big tours, big festival. We played at Wacken in Germany. We did a tour, European tour with Gamma Ray, and a lot of stuff. But back then, I was not only a musician, but I work for a. I work. Luckily, I work in music also back then because I work for a musical distributor in Italy, and
Good.
but yes, back then probably I had I had not this sort of visions about music, about my music in general. But when I decided to create Temperance with Luca, because Luca is still with me, I said okay because I have I think I have something to say to the people with my music. It's not only a question about music and a sort of ego, but I have something to say. For example, in honestly, I think that I'm not a very good lyricist, but for every album, I try to put a couple of lyrics, but with a lot of personal stuff. For example, in Diamanti, there are a couple of tracks the opposite because one song is called "I the Loneliness," and of
Yes.
course, um, I'm talking about in this track we are talking a little bit about the situation in the pandemic and some personal situation not so good during the 2020, but the opposite because we have a song called "You Only Live Once," YOLO, and of course is a sort of mantra, is a sort of motto for me because I'm a very positive guy. I'm I'm really proud to say that I'm trying to share a lot of good vibes to the people and good energy, some stuff like that. And this song talk about the positive energy and then a sort of law of attractions.
I have to say that you do indeed. I'm gonna go for a break, and when we're back, like I will definitely ask you about those feelings you have that you definitely put into. So, guys, let's go back to in a couple of minutes. Señores, volveremos ahora. Les dejaré con la presentación de un video de Of Jupiters and Moons para que nos vayamos poniendo al tanto de nuestro segundo bloque. Así que no se me vayan, espérense acá conmigo. ¿Qué tal, chicos? Otra vez estamos acá por parte de Metal World United y esta vez vamos a nuestro segundo bloque con muchísimas preguntas interesantes. Así que espérense acá conmigo. Entonces, okay, thank you a lot for staying here, by the
My
way.
pleasure.
You're such an amazing guy, I have to say, and this is amazing to be talking to you in the long distance. Well, it reminds me of a Catatonia song, but that's too sad for us. We had to stay really happy. So, talking about 2018, that you're back with of Jupiter and moons, and it's very clear, like there, starting from there, it's very clear that something changed, and it was not only in terms of vocals, like and let me say, it started with you reminding me very much when I was a teenager, as I told you before, with Epica, Nightwish, and more. Like, tell us about this inspiration. How did Old turn to be like that? It's going to be your definite path in music.
Hmm. So my path began on uh, when I was 11 because I began to play guitar, classical guitar, and I studied guitar for 3 years. After that, I study a little bit of harmony, some stuff like that for the guitar in general, and I began to play some shows, some stuff like that. And when I was, I think, 17, I began to sing a little bit. Back then, just because there was no chance to find a singer to play some songs that I love, for example, Stratovarius, or I don't know, back then, Halloween, Rhapsody. And I said, okay, so I will not find any singer. I have to try to be a singer. And I played in some cover bands for fun, and for a long time, for I think 2 or 3 years, I sang in a Dream Theater tribute as singer. And yes, after that, I began to work for some different original bands, not cover band at all, not tribute band at all. So I played for 7, no, 8, sorry, 8 years with as I told you before, with an Italian band called Secret Sphere, and we did a lot of stuff with this band. Mm, and after a while, I decided to create Temperance. But of course, Temperance is my main band, is my biggest thing, I think. Is my biggest dream, I think, also. But I'm involved in a lot of stuff just because I'm a producer, a songwriter, a guest singer. So I wrote, and I'm still writing a lot of stuff for some projects, some bands. I'm producing some stuff, and of course, right now, I think in the last 2 or 3 years, I sang in a lot of different albums as a guest singer. But just because music is my first thing in general, so I really love try to learn some stuff, learn some new skills, and try as we said a lot of times with Temperance, try to go out of my comfort zone, because if I will play with another band as a guest singer. I mean, if I record something, probably I will have to learn something different, another musical vision. So it could be a good thing.
Oh, that's really sweet, and it's weird to tell a metal musician like, oh, this is so sweet and so deep, because sometimes they don't really like to express that, and it's really nice that you're openly to express all your good feelings about the things that
Oh
you love.
yes, sure, for sure.
Ah, so after this one, I know you left Scarlet Records and started your new beginning of one of the like best record labels, like Napalm Record. It's one of the best. So, freely speaking, like with a strong direction into the melodic, but also like older components that I could say are even more like current musically. It's like you mix contemporary aspects of the music, but got stuck into the elements that make metal like super powerful, like for real, like the melodic, the symphonic parts. So tell us everything you think we need to know about this new temperance like process with napalm and the process of Viridian. That I know it was the first. I think it was the first album you released with Napalm Records, right?
Yes, but honestly, um, we didn't change the way to compose, to write music. But of course, with every album and with every tour, something will change, because maybe, as I told you before, maybe I will learn some new skills, but also the inspirations, maybe it will be different, because honestly, we take the inspirations everywhere. Maybe I will read some newspaper on an article on internet in general, or I will see a movie, or I will go out for a run, and some melodies came to my mind. So it's very cool. But I think the I don't know about Jupiter and Meridian, honestly, because in my opinion, the sound is different just because the production was a little bit different. Because, of course, as I told you before, album after album, we learn some new secrets about the production. But I think the biggest difference it was between Viridian and the new one, Diamante. So, but I don't know if I have to tell you that now or later.
Yeah, just tell me in a little while. So, in my defense, like I should say that listening to your like to you guys is like feeling young again. I'm not. It's not that I'm telling you I'm old, but sometimes I feel I feel this lack of feelings like friendship, love, faith, like strong purposes in life, and that it's what you guys reflect. Like, what do you think that like you reflect to the public? What do you want to express like clearly with your songs?
Honestly, in general, uh, especially with the lyrics, as I told you, we have something to say in general. Because, for example, for the new one, for the title track of the album, Diamanti, also for the video, there are a lot of messages in that song. Because, for example, in the video, every singer of Temperance represents something different. For example, Alessia is the beauty, because she is most beautiful than me and Michele, I think. But no, but also in general, Michele is the art and the music, because he played the piano. I'm the nature, because I'm in the middle of nowhere, close to the waterfalls. And during the chorus, there is this girl. She's deaf,
Mhm.
um, and but because we sing in Italian, we have to do something special for the people doesn't speak Italian at all. because probably because probably so maybe you will understand something, because the language is not so different. But for example, for an American guy,
Mhm.
an English guy, some Dutch people, it will be very different. So we decided to put this sort of sign languages just because some people cannot understand, but maybe they will understand that other people will not be able to hear our music, and they have to figure out the way to learn what we are trying to spread in our music with the sign languages.
That's really sweet because it also expressed like that you truly have the intention to make the world understand that we all matter in every possible way, and
For
to
sure.
express to give others like the understanding or also the light that they are not alone. It's like that's what you really, after all, you want to show and want to share. And that's why I'm telling you, it's really connected to these teenage lives. And I saw one of your videos though that I was like, yeah, I feel like really into it. I don't remember because I have a really bad memory now. But I think it was one of the Viridian. I want to check on that. I want to send you
That,
because seriously, and I feel like okay. I feel young again. I feel this friendship. There's no boundaries. There's always people that can help each other, and that's seriously. After all you said, that's that's what you got, and that's something that in this world, it's something that it's lack of. And I'm really happy that you openly say it and want to share it with the world.
but
So,
honestly, in my opinion, it's very strange that this kind of stuff is not so common right now, because
uh-huh.
in my opinion, is the best thing of our lives. If you have the chance to, for example, if you have the chance to help someone else, you have to do it. For sure, sometimes it's difficult and it's not possible, but you don't need to take a plan and go in the other part of the world just to help someone, because maybe your neighbors, they need something today, just some help, and you will made their day, and it's a very cool thing. And I think not only for your neighbors, for example, but in general, also for you, because after that you will have a sort of new energy, positive energy. I'm talking a little bit like a guru right now.
Happens. Don't worry. I was going to tell you. You said it when you said like nature, and every and each of you have something, and it's really sticking to the principles of Wicca and all this stuff.
Okay.
That's why I asked you the other day, like, are you really into this stuff? Because it feels, even though like it's like when you have a path, even though you are not into books, but you feel it and it's going straight out of you, and it's that energy in contact that connects like nature, beauty of every beauty and nature of everything, and it's speaking also in terms of humans, and that's what we're talking right now. So
Mhm.
you.
Honestly, I I don't know a lot of things about Wicca, but the point is, back then when I discovered some books about the law of attractions, I
Mhm.
thought, okay, I'm sure this is my path, because um, I'm the positive guy of the band, and everything. If for example, if I have to do something, I'm pretty sure that is a sort of, I don't know. Probably I will receive something later. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I know what you mean. Like, you feel like you're doing all these things with this passion, but in the moment, it's also more the passion and the wishes of of help of enjoy time with the people around you, to express what you have to say for others to understand and maybe be better for future, than just for the fact that you will receive. You are sure that you will receive later, but you also enjoy the now,
Of
like what
course.
you're doing. it's like the joy of the after is what you have accomplished.
Yes, but the thing is, I don't wanna receive something back for sure. This is not
Exactly.
my goal. So just because um, I wanna do that, I wanna try to help someone. I wanna do something, and for example, uh, a lot of times during these years, we receive a lot of messages from all over the world with something like from a fan, some stuff like that. Okay, thanks for your music, and you are so great, and you are help me helping me a lot during this dark time, and I'm gonna through this. Thanks for your music. So
Oh,
it's a very cool thing because
exactly.
if you can help one single person is already enough.
I know. That's why I told you it's not what you expect, but it's more what you have accomplished. And what you have
Yes.
accomplished is it's to spread art in terms of how to see the beauty and make people keep going. So that's why I told you, like you show, and especially in this new album, you show alone like a lot of and strong purposes of life that you want to transmit to the others. And let me tell you, after this break that we're going to take now, I want to talk about a song that really like got me boom. I love this song from this new album, so I will have to ask you about it.
Okay.
Entonces, chicos, vamos a hacer un corte y vamos a volver otra vez aquí en Metal World United con Temperance. No se me vayan.
I remember I used to believe we were here just passing. I gave up to a life without purpose and love. I woke up every night in tears and I always wondered. Then a voice in my head put an end to my cries. Close your eyes, pretend the lights off now. No matter where you are, the sun reveal their name. Viono diamanti dall'oscurità, oh non sembra vero, ma questa è la realtà. Volano come alianti tra mille città, sfidando la forza che nella gravità scendono come grandi senza ostilità, senza alcuna bugia. Violano diamanti ma della
Ok, chicos, ya estamos de vuelta y vamos a seguir con esta fantástica entrevista dándonos nuestros últimos detalles y empezamos with, seriously, I really love the song Litany of the Northern Lights of
Okay.
this new album. Like it's really amazing. It really inspired me. I was today even I was listening to it over and over and over
Okay.
again. So tell me about the lyrics and the story of this song. I need to know it.
Okay. So the lyrics was write by Alessia. I wrote the music, but just because I had this melody in my mind, and na 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 na, for just because I was in the mood for to go out for a festival, for a folk festival, and I had this melody stuck in my mind, and I said, okay, I have to write a song right now, and Alessia loves so much this song. I think the song is one of her favorite of the album, and she wrote a very cool lyrics because is she talk about Vikings. The basically is about the TV series Vikings, and of course we talk about the travel they did to reach Iceland and
Uh-huh.
to conquer the land, and it's so cool in my opinion.
It's really awesome, like the mix in between like the heavy, the melodic, the power, the symphonic, the folk. Like it's all in Diamante, all together, like in all different stages. And I have to say, it's a really, really, really awesome job that you've been doing, especially this song. You have to tell, like, seriously, I'm stuck with this song. I love it. So, what are you guys planning for 2022? I know you are a special guest for the Tarja Road Tour, but tell me about South America. I need to.
Um, Honestly, I don't know. Honestly, Latin America, South America is one of my biggest dream because I never been there. We have diehard fans in Mexico, Brazil, but we never been there. Honestly, before the pandemic, we talk a lot about the chance to go there,
Mhm.
but of course, it was not possible. So. Um, I don't think will happen on 22, honestly, because it's difficult. Also, our schedule is a little bit full. We have we have 4 European tours next year because we'll go on tour on February with Taria, on
Mhm.
March again with Taria, and from the end of March until the end of April, we will have a very long headliner tour. I think we'll play 28, 29 shows in 30 days. And
Wow.
after that, of course, we'll play some festival in Europe, and we will have another tour with a live size. We're supposed to do this tour until 1 week ago, but of course, it was not possible. So we'll come back on tour again with them on November and December 22, and hopefully on 23 we will have the chance to go there for our very first time. Honestly, I can't wait because some a lot of friends of mine, they told me that I cannot imagine what I will find in Latin America in general because of the fans. I mean, but also I really I would like to discover Brazil, Mexico, not only about the fans, but about the culture, the food, everything, the people. But so I love the world, honestly. I love every part of the world. So I really can't wait to reach Mexico.
You will. Definitely you will. We must keep in touch. So, hey, Marco, thanks a lot for all this time you spent here with me. More than the time. And I really appreciate you. So, anything else you would like to express for Latin America, so we don't get like, oh no, they're not coming yet, but they're coming.
Yes, yes. First of all, thank you so much. Thanks for your time. It was so great. The interview was so great. So thank you. And yes, as I told you before, honestly, we really can't wait to reach Latin America and Mexico, Latin America in general. And we receive every day some messages in every part of the world about do you will come in Australia, do you will come in Russia, do you will come in South America, and every time I say the same thing. um, if you will share our music with your friends, if you will share Temperance, more you will share and more chances we will have to come in your country, because it's true, it's the first rule in the market. Because if there will be, I don't know, 10,000 people in Mexico and they will ask for Temperance for a show, it will happen. So hopefully some Mexican will share our music right now.
Hopefully, yes. With all this work, I definitely think it will happen. So, as I said, thank you very much. See you next time. Chicos, esto fue todo con esta maravillosa entrevista aquí con Marcos de Temperance. Así que esto fue todo. Nos vemos en la próxima. Rock on.